Hey, how you doing, Professor Thompson? This is Brandon Jackson along with my partner, um, Eric Keeler. And the story that we read was the new Negro. And the questions that we're going to basically discuss I'm going to discuss the questions, and he's going to basically discuss how he feel about the questions as well. So the first question is, what does it mean to be a new Negro? To me, necessarily, I feel as though to be a new Negro means that you have more empowerment. You want more for yourself, such necessary, anything such as education. You want to be more sophisticated about what's going on, and like you're more politically involved. That's kind of like one of the things how they like pressed it out necessarily like within the passage that we just read. The next question is, what in general did I learn? I feel like with this article, there was definitely a lot to learn. One of the main things that necessarily stuck out to me about that I learned about this article was that it was a lot going on within the Harlem Renaissance time, and for this to really be like a good time for that these were even like called like new Negroes, that it was also people that they wanted to be more educated. They wanted to do more. They want to be they want to be considered like more redefined. They were also people that necessarily that like they like pretty much recreated like the public face like of the race. Like that's kind of like one of the things that I kind of learned, kind of like what I took away from this passage as well. The third question was, in the 21st century, in your perspective, what would it mean to be a new Negro? To me, necessarily in the 21st century to be a new Negro, I would think more so entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are a great asset to the United States, and there are a lot of people that are African Americans that have their own businesses and promote their own businesses within the United States as African Americans. And I feel like that's a very key item that goes on within the United States, because there are a lot of um, businesses that are held by white Americans, and they feel as though the African Americans shouldn't even wear their products. So a lot of African Americans like honestly make their products for African Americans. Like they were, I feel as though African Americans would not necessarily even say things like that necessarily, like, okay, I didn't make this for like a white person. Like this is something that I created. It's something that's more instilled for me. This is something that's necessarily for everybody. So I think black entrepreneurship is something that's like really huge within the 21st century. That's just in my perspective, that I would consider the new Negro, because I see it so much, especially on college campuses. We have a lot of people that have a lot of clothing designs that build a lot of things that necessarily like have their own like businesses, such as music businesses, and try to create their own aspects of way, their own aspects of life, for necessary for themselves, and really try to branch those types of things out to the students. And you know they wanna like branch that out to the students, and just kind of just bring that kind of out to like to I mean to the world. So I think black entrepreneurship is definitely something that I would say the new Negro for the 21st century. I know my partner Eric Keeler is going to pretty much just talk about how he feels about the situation.
I'm Eric Keeler, and me and my partner decided to read The New Negro by Elaine Locke. Okay, so what does it mean to be a new Negro? Um, Basically, being a new Negro means that someone has taken pride within themselves, and they take pride in who they are and in their culture, and they're not afraid to stand up for that. So what they believe in, and they're just done dealing with the negativity that's been thrown their way. Um, what did you learn in general? So in general, I learned that the Harlem Renaissance was basically also known as the New Negro Renaissance, which was a boom in cultural pride amongst African Americans, and it led to the emergence of excellent pieces of poetry, music, and art in general. In the 21st century, last question, in your perspective, what would it mean to be a new Negro? So basically, in my perspective, I would say that a 21st century new Negro would be someone who continues to break down the stereotypes that have been put forth for them and breaks down the stereotypes about their culture and is willing to stand up and put a fight against racism and the negativity that comes along with it. Thank you.